Good morning, children. So today we'll continue the yesterday's concept. Okay. So we'll start with IUPAC. IUPAC. Okay, what is this actually IUPAC? It is an international scientific organization. It is an international scientific organization. Okay. So that is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Pure and Applied Chemistry. Okay. So what is the function? What they will do actually? They will give the names. They are help. They do the naming for elements. Their important assignment is naming the elements. Okay. Symbols and units of measurement. So that is means whatever the international IUPAC will give, that is all accepted and it is universal. IUPAC is an universal what international organization which gives the names of the elements, symbol and units, and that is accepted universally by all people. Okay. Then how the naming is done? So in English, they started with English. So first letter is written as uppercase. Uppercase means capital. Uppercase is capital letter. Okay. So second letter of any element is written as in lowercase. Lowercase is small letter. Okay. So one example is, suppose if I tell to write hydrogen atom, symbol of hydrogen is H. Hydrogen symbol is H. But if you write H like this is wrong. Okay. Again, aluminium. If you write aluminium, this is correct. And if you write aluminium, this is wrong because both of them are in capital letter. Okay. Cobalt. Cobalt is written CO as like this, C capital, and because first letter capital, second letter small, but not CO. It's wrong. Okay. So this is how they started naming, and most of the elements they got their names by Latin or Greek. Okay. So we'll try to write some examples, some names of the elements, then it will be little clear. Okay. So we go with alphabetical. Aluminium. Okay. Argon. Then again boron, bromine, barium, okay, calcium, carbon, cobalt, again most of the D elements are not there, fluorine, okay. That is again there is hydrogen, helium. So there is a long list. I told that there are 119 elements. Then we will try to find earlier this, then we will go for it. So aluminium, if I write A, then A. So boron I will write B, here also I will write B, here also I will write B. So here there is confusion. We cannot find which is the element given here. Calcium I write C, carbon I will write C, cobalt I will write C, fluorine F, hydrogen is helium, I will write HO. So as per IUPAC, these names are taken most of them from Latin names and in English also. In English they are right. Okay. So for aluminium, I told first letter will be capital, second letter will be small. So from any alphabet, aluminium, A, L, U, M, I, N, So what they took? They took this second letter as aluminium. Then argon, if you take, they took this letter as argon. They made this like this, argon. Okay. So boron they kept only B. Okay. Then bromine they took second letter B R. Okay. Barium they took second letter. This becomes Ba. Calcium they took second letter Ca. Carbon they kept as it is, because most of the elements are almost all 119 elements. 119 elements were not discovered suddenly. It is not what 6 days, within 6 days the nature find and all. It's not like that. It's not a magic. It took many years to find different names of the elements, to find different elements. So this gradually they went on adding the elements which were found later. Okay. So calcium they write C, Ca. Carbon is kept, they kept as it is C. Cobalt they wrote like this, CO. That's why first letter capital, second letter small. Fluorine because only one was there, fluorine. Hydrogen H. Helium because H is confusion, so they wrote there H, helium. So this is how they started giving the names, they started writing the symbol. Okay, again we will go for some other elements. Okay, so I will say aluminium is Al, A capital, L small. Argon is A capital, R small. Boron B as it is. Bromine is Br. Barium is Ba. Calcium Ca. Carbon they took as it is C only. Cobalt they wrote C capital, O small, because this is second letter. They took second letter. Okay. So fluorine only one letter, so they took capital F. And hydrogen they took only H capital. Helium they, because to avoid confusion, helium again hydrogen. So to avoid confusion they took second letter as, and then it became He, helium. Okay. So there they started giving the symbols. So this was given by IUPAC. Okay. Then again, still some symbols we will find out. Then I. Suppose if I write I like this, is it correct? Iron. Okay. Or iron is actually it should be I. But they wrote it as what? Fe. But why Fe? Because Latin name came from ferrum. It's called ferrum. Okay. Again, iron. Calcium. You take calcium. Sorry, potassium. Potassium. Potassium should be actually what? As per their IUPAC, it should be PO. It's wrong. So its symbol is K. Because calcium Latin name is Kalium. Kalium. Okay. Potassium is PO is wrong. Calcium is K, correct? Okay. Then again, phosphorus, PHOS. Phosphorus. So it should be P only. They kept this as P only. Okay. Phosphorus. So in this way they went on giving the names and the symbols to all the elements. It went on. Okay. So these all you can practice at home. Now we will try to find one more concept. We try to study one more concept called atomic mass. What is atom? So Dalton gave a suitable definition for atom. Atom is the smallest particle which can take part in chemical reaction. It will take part in chemical reaction. Okay. So and he said atom is neither created nor destroyed. Okay. Then when he gave explanation based on the law of definite proportion of mass. So what he said, what does it says? In any chemical reaction, all the elements are combined in definite proportion by mass. This law was actually suitable and it was relevant to many of the scientists, and based on this only he tried to prove that each and every atom is unique and each and every atom has its atomic mass, its mass itself. Okay. So it was, scientists were very wondering because and it was interesting field also. It was interesting concept also. Finding the atomic mass. First of all, atoms is very small. They are invisible. They are very small, very minute, and moreover, how to find atom mass. So he said the concept that was a relative atomic mass. They tried to find a relative atom mass. They relate that particular atom to any particular element in the nature. Okay. So he tried to give a concept, a little clear concept about the atomic mass. So Dalton's atomic theory was very relevant to give explanation related to atomic mass. Then atomic mass means what we will find. Okay. So you remember whenever 3 gram of what? Carbon. 3 gram of carbon will combine with 4 gram of oxygen. So 3 gram of carbon will combine 4 gram of oxygen and form carbon monoxide, CO. It forms CO. Okay. So what does it mean actually? Means it is the mass of carbon is 4 by 3 times of oxygen. Means atomic mass of carbon is how much? Is 4 by 3 times of oxygen. Okay. So some example we will discuss here. So this is an example. Then again, there should be one unit. So IUPAC gave one unit to measure the atomic mass unit. Atomic mass, its unit as AMU. Atomic mass unit. Atomic. So they write like this 3 AMU. Instead of that, now atomic mass unit. Atomic mass. So this is a unit. This is a unit of, suppose, what is the unit of weight? Kilogram. What is the unit of mass? Kg. Okay. So like that only. Again, this was not relevant. So the concept was changed. Now it is modified as per our IUPAC or International Institute of Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. As per their recommendations, we are using unified mass. Means we are instead of this we are writing as 3U. Means U indicates unified mass. Unified mass. So this was the concept of what? Finding relative atomic mass. Relative mass, they relate to any particular element. So how they started relating? I told already. Carbon is they relate with oxygen. Means, but why they took oxygen? Here, this oxygen is taken as standard unit for measuring. What is standard unit for measuring? We will discuss. So there is, that's why I told relative atom mass. They will not tell atom mass, they will tell relative atom mass. Means they will compare any element with 1 by 16th mass of oxygen. So element is compared with what? 1 by 16th mass of oxygen. Okay, and by comparing, they try to find the atomic mass of particular element. Atomic mass of particular element. So when they started comparing, this was relevant. This was very suitable because there are two reasons. One is earlier it was difficult. Earlier to find the atomic mass is so difficult because see, just I told this is 3 by 4. I told 4 by 3. Means mass of what? Carbon is 4 by 3 times of oxygen. If I read like this is not a whole number. and there will be little confusion to find the mass. To avoid the confusion, they try to compare almost all the elements with the standard of oxygen, because first of all, oxygen when it reacts, it forms many number of compounds with any substance. First one. Second one, whenever it forms any compounds, it forms a compound in a whole number ratio. It is not like what like this. This is not whole number. Okay. So for that they started using 1/16 mass of oxygen, and due to this what happened? Again there was little problem. Most of the elements are formed. So to avoid confusion again, they took what carbon 12 isotope. Carbon 12 isotope. What is that carbon 12 isotope? Okay. So carbon is available in nature in three forms. Means chemically they are same. Chemically their atomic number is same, but mass number is different. Atomic mass will be different. So they used carbon 12 as a standard. Means atomic mass of any element will be equal to 1/12th mass of carbon 12 isotope. 1/12 mass of carbon 12 isotope. Okay. Then what is atomic mass? Atomic mass of any substance is equal to mass of an element. Mass of an element. I told related with respect to. Relative, because that's why I told it's not atomic, it is relative atomic mass, because we are comparing. I will give you one nice example how to compare. Mass of an element with respect to 1/12th mass of carbon 12. This is so carbon 12 is taken as standard to find the what? Relative atomic mass. Now I will give one nice example. Okay. Suppose you take a fruit seller is there. So fruit seller is having only like stores. Instead of that weighing what stores will be there, like they rate 1 kg like this. Okay. Kilowatts 1 kg stones. Okay. 2 kg. So he not having store. What he does? Especially this happens in the villages or wherever market places. But how they get this much? So they will have a standard unit. Standard, something standard. Comparing. Okay. So fruit seller, what he does, you know? First he takes one watermelon. Okay. He takes one watermelon. Okay. He makes how many pieces? 12 pieces of watermelon. Okay. Means in one watermelon he makes 12 pieces. And here again in that he takes one piece of watermelon. Suppose if you want to purchase any other fruit, suppose the weight of the fruit is like, first we take the measurement of this one piece. This one piece will be 50 grams. Okay, 50 grams. Okay. So what he does, suppose if I want to purchase 2 apples, he is not only measuring it. What he does, he takes one piece of apple, one piece of watermelon. Okay. This is the watermelon. So there is weighing machine. There is weighing machine like this. Okay. There is weighing machine like this. What he does? He keeps 2 or 3 fruits. He keeps 2 or 3 fruits because already he has taken. He is considering this as a relative measuring unit. Relative measuring unit means the number of fruits, 3 fruits will become equal to 1 piece of what? Watermelon. Means so he is comparing watermelon and giving the fruits for us. That's why in the same like that only we are also comparing this oxygen, first earlier oxygen, now we are comparing any of the substance with or carbon 12 isotope and try to find the mass. Then what is actually atomic mass? I told already. Suppose What is the atomic mass of oxygen here? Oxygen atomic mass is 32 gram. Atomic mass of oxygen is I will tell 32 gram. Is it correct? No, because one atom oxygen's weight, what atomic mass is 8. So 8 into 2 is 16 gram. Okay. Atomic mass of hydrogen is actually 1. Actually it is 1.33 but we take it as 1 only. So I think I give one example later too. You can take water also. Hydrogen and oxygen will combine in how much? Which ratio? 2:1. Sorry, 1:2 ratio. Okay. This way. Here also, hydrogen is 1 gram. Okay. So different elements have different atomic masses. Okay. Potassium has its own mass. Phosphorus has its own mass. Okay. Now, aluminum has its own mass. Okay. So, then what is atomic mass? Atomic mass is defined as the average mass of an element with respect to 1/12th mass of carbon atom. Okay, this is atomic mass. Then what are the atomic mass of some elements? We will try to discuss here. Okay, I told atomic mass of oxygen is 16, hydrogen is 1. Suppose you take nitrogen. Nitrogen atomic mass is how much? Because it is available in what? We write N2 like this. If I write N2, it becomes 14 gram. Okay. Sodium is single atom. It becomes, its mass is 23 gram. Okay. So like this, we have different element, different mass. Sulfur, even potassium. Okay. So magnesium atomic mass is 24 gram. Okay. Then chlorine, if you take, it is 35.5 gram. So these are the atomic mass which were found with respect to mass of or average mass of or comparing with carbon 12 isotope. Thank you. Have a nice day.